Hey everyone! In today's video we're gonna be talking about all the new makeup releases from the past week or so. I'm gonna be telling you if I want to pick them up or maybe not. And actually I have decided that I'm not gonna be buying any more makeup this year. So from now on I'm just gonna anti-haul everything. But I still think it's really interesting to talk about the new releases. So let's get into it. Okay, first I will explain a little bit more about my low buy. I've decided to not buy any makeup for the rest of the year because I think I have bought enough makeup. I had some plans to buy some makeup for Black Friday and I actually did. Those were some things that I was already planning to buy and I did buy them. I did also buy some things that I was not planning to buy and I think it's just enough. And I kind of just want to reset myself and not be in like this flow of buying stuff and thinking about buying stuff. I just want to kind of relax and not have the feeling that I have to buy anything. And then I hope after that it will also be easier for me to resist new makeup releases. I just don't want to buy that much makeup. I have enough makeup and I don't want to spend that much money on makeup. I just want to be more conscious of what I'm buying and I just want to be a responsible, conscious consumer. So I think a low buy will really help with getting me in the right headspace. So let's get into the new releases. First I wanted to update you on the new Lunar Beauty eyeshadow palette. I said I was kind of interested in it. Of course I'm not going to be buying it right now. But I also think the chances are quite small I'm going to be buying this in the future. If I bought this, then I would only buy it because it's Lunar Beauty and I want to try out his brand. I don't feel like the palette is really special enough for me to get it. Especially because I just got the Nabla Side by Side Nude palette and I feel like so many similar tones are in there. They are so similar. The only thing that really is special to me are those blues. So I think it would be better for me if I feel like I don't have those blues to just buy some singles. So for now I think this isn't the release for me. And I also think the packaging of this one isn't as attractive as a Strawberry Dream. So I'm just kind of waiting for the right release. I'm waiting for him to release a palette that just has the colors that I like, the packaging that I like and that really adds something to my collection. So I'm gonna pass on that for now. Now I'm gonna look at Trendmood and Indie Makeup Spotlight and see what has been released. So first we have these blush trios. They are by Alamar Cosmetics. They are called the Colorete blush trios. They are $25 each. We have a light one, a more medium toned one and a darker one. I think these actually look really cute. I think the packaging is nice. I like the colors that they pick. I also like that they have something for every skin tone because I don't like it when brands bring out these face palettes and you just can't use all the shades in it because it's not for your skin tone. We've had so many of those face palettes that everybody can just use a few shades of, so I think this is a lot better. I really like this launch, but as you know, I'm not going to be picking it up right now, but I also don't think I'm going to be picking it up in the near future. I just think it's too hard for me to get this and it doesn't speak to me enough to try and get it. So yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one. Then we also have this paint palette by Glamlite. When I first saw this, I thought, didn't they already release this? And it does look very similar to what they already got. They already have a paint palette and I saw a comparison and the main difference is that the one is a bit darker and the other one is a bit lighter. But I feel like if you have one of these palettes, you can get a similar look. You can just mix some shades, maybe mix in a bit of a darker shade. I don't feel like they are really releasing new things for their brand. It's not really anything new and I feel kind of sad about that because I would like to try their brand, but if they keep releasing these really similar rainbow-esque palettes, I don't think I can try anything from them because I'm not really looking to buy a rainbow palette and I just want to see a color story. Like, I just want to see that they've really thought about a color story and I want the colors to really inspire me and I feel like a rainbow palette doesn't really do that. So I'm not interested in this one and I don't think I'm gonna be picking this up, but I am interested in Glamlite in general, but I just think they have to bring out some smaller palettes with some less bulky packaging for me to really be interested in them. Okay, so we have this face palette by Physician Formula. I'm never gonna buy such a bulky face palette, and I also think it just doesn't really look interesting. I mean, what is that white one with all the tiny dots on it? I just think it looks a bit weird and randomly thrown together. I don't think this is very attractive, so I'm not even really gonna think about it. I just don't want this. I don't need it. So we actually have this new collection by M Cosmetics, and it's called... The eyeshadow palette is called Divine Skies. They also have a lip cushion in a soft tangerine shade. I do think the smaller eyeshadow palettes by M Cosmetics look quite cute. They are quite compact, they have a mirror, and I do like how they put together the color story. But I think, firstly, for the price, I don't really feel like trying such a small palette. Yeah, I just think that M Cosmetics is quite expensive, and it would be even more expensive for me to get this to the Netherlands. It would be like twice the price. I would have to pay so much for shipping and then taxes. At this point, I just don't think I can do that. I don't feel like I want to do that. And then the color story, this isn't for me. These aren't my shades. I don't like these darker, warmer, kind of dark orangey shades. I don't think it looks good on me. It's just not my color story. I like the other one that they have better, the one with the pinks and the peaches. If I would ever get an eyeshadow palette by M Cosmetics, it would be that one. So yeah, I'm not really interested in this, but I do like that they add some more color to their range, because I feel like everything in their range is kind of soft. So yeah, gonna pass over that one. Then we have this Crayon Case eyeshadow palette, big box palette with 64 shades. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I feel like they took 5 shades, just jumbled them up in different size pans and just threw them in a palette. It's like so random, and I see so many repeat shades, and it just is like, what are you doing? I don't even know what I'm looking at. It feels like it's kind of a joke. Is this real? Is this really an eyeshadow palette? What were they thinking when they were making this? Were they thinking? So I think this is just a joke. So yeah, I'm not even thinking about picking that up. Okay, so there was a palette reveal by Storybook Cosmetics, and they are releasing the Starry Night palette. It's kind of like this grungy color story with a lot of blue and green, but also an orange and a yellow. It includes 12 shades, mattes and shimmers, and the outside packaging is textured just like the original artwork. Well, I don't mind eyeshadow palettes that are based on art. I like art. Art is very inspiring to me. So I really don't mind that this exists. I think it's kind of cute, but I'm not gonna be picking it up because it's a bit too grungy for me. But I do really like some of the shades in here. I do like the blues and the silvers and that green. There are definitely elements in this that I like, but I'm not gonna be picking it up. Alright, then we have this new Hydrating Color Lip Shine by e.l.f. Cosmetics. When I saw these, I went back to when I was 13 years old, and I actually had these. I had this packaging, these colors, that center that's like this little heart, but it was from NYC. I don't know if that still exists, but they used to have it for a long time here in the Netherlands in the drugstore. So I used to have this and I used to wear it a lot. It's just like this colored lip balm. But I think at this point I'm not really interested in buying something like that. It kind of depends on if it's shiny or not enough or more balmy. If it's really shiny and a really nice formula, maybe I would think about it. But I think it would also take a really long time to get to the Netherlands. We have some e.l.f., but it just takes a long time to get here. It took like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months for the bite-size eyeshadow palettes to get here. So by the time it gets here and I see it, then I will think about it. If I decide now and then it doesn't even get to the Netherlands, then why even bother thinking about it? So I think it's quite interesting, but I can't really pick it up right now. So we have this eyeshadow palette by Colourpop. We have a lot of Colourpop to talk about. They released a lot of stuff. So this is the Big Poppy eyeshadow palette with all matte shades. I like that it's a poppy palette. I love poppies. When there are like fields of poppies in the spring, I always go there, take pictures. I also love drawing them. I just think it's such a beautiful, elegant type of flower, but that isn't enough to make me buy this palette. I think it's just, we've seen this color story over and over again. We have these orangey warm neutrals. There are so many palettes with this color story. And these aren't my colors. It's like with the Faded Clementine palette by M Cosmetics. All these kind of warm, darker oranges, they don't look good on me. I don't like wearing them, so I'm not even gonna think about picking this up. Also, I feel like a lot of these shades look very similar. They could have had a better range in this palette. I think they could have done more. And also, if something is an all matte or almost all matte palette, the colors really have to speak to me because I love shimmer. Alright, the Colourpop Rainbow palette. I don't know what took them so long, but finally they have a rainbow palette and it's a big one. It's called Faded Into Hue. It has 30 shades and there are rows of every color of the rainbow and they go from light to dark, and there are shimmers and also pressed glitter in there. I feel like if they would have released it a few months ago or maybe a year ago, I would have been much more interested in it. But I feel like they're a little bit too late. People already have so much color in their collection and I'm adding color to my collection, and now I feel like I have most of this. And then I don't feel like it's worth it to buy such a big palette. Then I would rather buy singles or a small palette to get the colors that I'm missing. I feel like if I would buy this now, I would get a lot of doubles in my collection, and I don't feel like it's worth it then to buy such a big palette. I do think it looks pretty, but I don't think it's for me right now. And I also feel like they could have made the dark shades a little bit darker so you have more options to add depth to your look. I think it looks all kind of mid-toned, mid-range. So I feel like it's not the perfect palette for me color-wise, but also the timing just isn't right. I think they could have done this a bit earlier. So Colourpop also released a light pink and a light blue eyeshadow palette. I feel like these are just slightly lighter versions of palettes they already have. Like the pink one is kind of a slightly lighter version of the Strawberry Shake, and then the blue one kind of looks like Blue Moon. They're lighter, but I feel like if you already have a lot of Colourpop, then this doesn't add a lot to your collection. I also haven't seen any videos, any reviews about it, so I do like them, but I don't know if it's like special enough. I don't know if I would think they're special enough to ever pick them up. I do have the Strawberry Shake. It's one of my favorite Colourpop palettes. Yeah, they just feel a little bit redundant in their range. They're just slightly changing up the things they already have and then making you feel like you need new stuff. Yeah, right now I don't feel like I need it, but maybe a really good review could sway me to buy it in the future, but that wouldn't be very soon, at least. Alright, so we have this new purple and neutral eyeshadow palette by Viseart. And what is it called? Violet? Is it called Violet? I think it's 12 shades. We have these purples, but we also have these nudie tones. I think it's quite a nice palette, but I feel like these purples are a bit too warm for me. I have a lot of warm purples. If I would add more purples, I would like them to be more cool toned purples with a blue undertone. In this picture they kind of look berry, and then the nude shades kind of look a bit washed out, like you couldn't get a lot of depth with them. I kind of like it, but I also think it kind of looks a bit boring for a purple palette. I don't think I will pick this up in the future. It just isn't it for me. Then we have another one of those Sugarpill capsule palettes. This is the anniversary edition. I don't know about these palettes. I haven't tried Sugarpill, so I can't really say anything about the formula, but I just feel like the packaging makes it all look a bit jumbled, like it's not really a color story, like it's kind of random. And the packaging also looks a bit bulky to me. Yeah, I just don't really like the packaging, and that always throws me off, and then I don't really look at the rest of the palette. I think this packaging is just a deal breaker for me. I don't think I'm gonna buy any of those capsule palettes. This is just not my vibe. Then we have some new little eyeshadow palettes by Too Faced, and they are part of the Holiday 2020 collection. The one is called That's My Jam, and the other one is called Let's Play. I think these look kind of cute. I do think the purple and the orange and the pink looks like a cute color story. The other one is kind of more like your basic warm neutral palette. Yeah, I do think they are cute, but I don't think it's enough to really pull me in and make me buy them. I also feel like I have these colors in my collection and there's nothing really extra special about it that makes me want to buy it. We also have some new mini eyeshadow palettes by Urban Decay. We have these 6 pans. I think there are 4 different eyeshadow palettes and some of them look more grungy, some have a bit more color to them. I feel like these small palettes by Urban Decay in this cardboard packaging kind of looks cheap. And they aren't that expensive, but they are quite expensive for 6 pans. So the fact that they are expensive but they look cheap, that really doesn't make me want to buy them. Even if the color stories are quite cute, I don't mind them. I just think it doesn't look attractive to me, and if I'm gonna buy something that's a bit more expensive, I really want the packaging to also give me that expensive feel, and this doesn't give me that. I do like that they're coming out with smaller palettes. I just feel like Urban Decay sometimes brings out these things that are quite fancy looking, quite nice, like the honey palette. But these ones just look kind of weird and cheap, and I just don't like this packaging. Like those chains and this 70s boogie pattern, it's just not for me. So I'm not gonna be picking this up. Alright, that was everything for Trendmood. Let's see if there are any indie makeup releases that I want to talk about. Alright, we have the Musee Beauty Van Gogh palette. This is also based on Starry Night and it's $28. I do like this color story. It's a bit too grungy for me once again, but I do like it, and I do like how it fits with the theme and with the packaging and how it's kind of all based on the painting. I think it's funny that there are 2 Van Gogh painting inspired eyeshadow palettes coming out at the same time with kind of a similar color story. I am kind of interested, I have to say, in Musee Beauty. I heard some good things about them, and I do like that their thing is kind of being inspired by art. I will keep an eye on them, although I'm not interested in picking this one up. Oh yeah, alright, so we have the Lethal Cosmetics Velvet Dusk collection, which launched on Black Friday, and when I first saw this release I was really excited because they said there were trichromes in it. There are 2 trichromes in it. One is like a red pink copper and the other is like a purple blue red. I thought that sounded really interesting, and at first I was like, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna try it. If there are cheap trichromes that I can just get from Germany, then it would be amazing. But then I saw the swatches and I was like, you don't really see the shift in it. It's really subtle, and I think I'm just gonna wait and see if their formula gets better over time, if they can make the shift more clear, because I feel like in real life, at least in the videos that I've seen, it kind of looks like a subtle duochrome, so it's not shifty enough for me, and then I would rather save that money and maybe put it towards some Cleonat multi-chromes. So I was really interested at first, but I decided to hold off for now. But I do think the palette Looks really nice. I like the color story. Once again, it's quite grungy, so I wouldn't pick up this whole palette, but I do think there are some interesting shades in there. I might pick up some singles by Lethal Cosmetics next year, but I'm not entirely sure because I do hear that their shimmers are a bit more subtle, and that's not what I'm looking for right now. Right now, I'm looking for the most shimmery, impactful shimmers. We'll see if I'm gonna pick something up from Lethal Cosmetics in the future. And I think that is everything I want to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna be doing some more anti-hauls for the rest of the year. I still think it's really interesting to talk about the new releases and just give you my opinion about them. I would also love to hear what you think about the new releases. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Is there anything you picked up? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!